Welcome to Roots and Curls, where we explore intriguing topics in the world of beauty and hair care. I'm your host, Aaliyah, and today we're delving into the enigmatic world of Blue Magic hair products. I know this is a controversial topic, but I think we should start the discussion so we can, you know, discuss the goods, the bads, and everything else in between. We know that Blue Magic has been a staple in many households for decades, but its reputation hasn't gone quite the journey. In this episode, we'll explore the allure of Blue Magic, its potential benefits, not sure about that, and why it fell out of favor in recent years. So, hair grease is a blend of petroleum jelly and mineral oil. These are byproducts of the petroleum industry. So when they're producing petroleum, like fuel that we use for our cars and many other things, they also produce petroleum jelly and also mineral oil. So they are byproducts of that industry. There's a lot of controversy. So just an example on this post from Carol's daughter, they say that while these ingredients help to seal and lock in moisture, both of these ingredients have been considered potential red flags in the hair care industry for potentially clogging follicles in the scalp. So that's the main reason why people say that hair grease is not good. So I wanted to just ask a question because if you're from the diaspora or you have any African background, you probably use one of these in your lifetime. So which ones did you use growing up? I'd like you to answer that question after the podcast or during the podcast. Just leave a comment on any of the social media. Just tell me which ones did you use growing up, or on Spotify or any of the platforms where you're listening this from. Just leave a comment and let me know because I'm really curious because I used to use this one, that Blue Magic wasn't as popular when I was growing up. I think it's something that is more used probably in America because I think it's the most popular one in America. Growing up, I used mainly this one, the green Dax, and also pink oil moisturizer. This was like holy grail for almost every hairstyle because it was liquid, kind of more of a cream. But I do know all the other ones as well. I've used these sporadically, the hair food. I've heard about sulfur 8, didn't really use it as much, but yeah, growing up mainly was these two, the pink oil moisturizer and the Dax, the green one. So I wanted to just go through this blog post I posted not long ago about exactly what hair grease is and why the controversy. So hair grease is basically Vaseline. If you know Vaseline, you use it for your lips, your skin. Um, Apparently, it's being said that it's a good ingredient for your skin because it creates a barrier that helps you keep the moisture in your skin, and that's why it's also used in hair. But the issue is that the same way it prevents moisture from getting out, it also prevents moisture from getting in. So that's one of the major issues with it. Petrolatum and mineral oil products. But due to their low cost and the effective sealing properties, these ingredients have been used in many, many products and is mainly used as a filler. So they can create a barrier on skin and hair, as I said, to prevent moisture loss. But the long-term use are under scrutiny. The impact on the hair follicles. One of the primary concerns regarding the use of petrolatum and mineral oil on the scalp is the potential to clog hair follicles. Hair follicles where your hair grows from on your scalp. They're very heavy products, so they can impede the natural process of sebum production and hinder your hair growth, really. So I recently posted this in a group. This blog post is called "Is Blue Magic Good for Hair?" And I didn't have really the best of answers from people. So admin on this group said, due to the toxic dyes in the product and other ingredients beyond petrolatum, this is not a good product for anyone's hair. I do not allow it to be promoted here anymore. And I agree with her, really. I was just posting this because I've seen a resurgence of people using this product as if it doesn't have any consequences and So many people have been talking about it recently. I'll show you these blog posts as well in Naturally Curly talking about it. This is a blogger, a natural hair blogger, and other things as well. But she was talking about natural hair a lot, and you can see she's gorgeous, and she speaks about how she got her hair to grow so long, and she was one of the main advocates for using hair grease as one of the main products that she uses. So she's called Efik Zara, and she was talking about it, saying that this is what helped her hair grow. But this is another blog post that also promoted it, saying that, okay, well, we've been using it for years when we were younger and we were using it, no problems with it. Claims they can protect your scalp, and then there's a wash away ingredient as very good because you can use it. I don't know if it's to seal product, and so probably this makes it last longer. I personally don't use egg grease anymore for many years now, but I understand what they mean. Seals your hair very well. So theoretically, it would help your hair to keep moisture in. But then the issue is because it's so heavy, if you don't really use a very good clarifying shampoo or anything like that, you're probably going to have issues with dryness and your hair become brittle over time. And then if you use it in your scalp, that's another issue as well because you probably clog your pores. But each to their own. That's my opinion, but you tell me what you think about this. Magic really and all the other kind of products became less popular over time due to these discoveries about the clogging hair follicles, and also that this lady, she was saying that there's other toxic dyes. I'm not quite sure. I never really investigated these about the toxic dyes, but I get it that this could be a problem.
I love hair grease. I love petrolatum. I really don't see anything wrong with it. I'm not finna stop using it because people say that I should. Now, I'm sure that was a pretty shocking declaration if you've never been here before, but I love hair grease, aka petrolatum based sealant. These days, with everyone stressing about being tired with their natural hair or being tired of using too many products or having to do too much, maybe you don't want styling your natural hair to be your top or main priority. You might be looking for a way to simplify your routine and use less products. Maybe I'll be able to help you out. Blue Magic isn't a stranger around here, especially since I constantly use the grease in my routine. So let's appreciate Blue Magic for sponsoring this video. Today, as I said, I'm going to show you guys the steps on how I properly moisturize my hair.
Are talking about a childhood staple. What is that? I remember starting my natural hair care journey, and this was a no. You guys, I could hear y'all going. I get it. This I had avoided like the plague because my mother, when I was younger, used to only use it on my scalp. And it would cause my seborrheic dermatitis to flare up even more. It attracted dirt and grime, and just flakes were just oily. It was gross. So now I know, treat your scalp with what it needs. That's why I've been using Head and Shoulders. That's why I use Nizoral. I have seborrheic dermatitis. You know what I'm saying? Nobody want to see the flaky flake. So I did not use this on my scalp, but I did try it on my hair.
That was pretty insightful. You've seen the video of several hair vloggers that have decided to return to use Blue Magic. Some of them had good results, and some were also talking about, I think the last one was talking about how she doesn't use it on her scalp, but she only uses it on her hair. And this is because she's experienced irritation on her scalp because of that. So I wanted to speak more about the kind of consequences you could experience from using any kind of hair grease on your scalp. So the last vlogger, she was talking about seborrheic dermatitis, which is a common skin condition that affects your scalp. Most times, one of the symptoms is dandruff. You just have inflamed skin, it itches a lot, and you have dandruff. And this is one of the consequences of using hair grease. I wouldn't really advise you to use it if you can, especially on your scalp. I wouldn't use it. Another condition that you can also suffer from is folliculitis, and it's very nasty. It makes you lose your hair as well. It's extreme inflammation of your scalp, and this can be caused because of a fungal infection or different other things. Because as well, remember the occlusion of the petrolatum and the mineral oil, it makes bacteria grow on your scalp. Sweat stays there, it attracts dust and dirt from the environment. So those are things that you have to bear in mind if you're planning to use hair grease. Another reason why I particularly don't like using hair grease is because of the history. So during slavery, hair grease was traditionally applied to our scalps, but not to promote hair growth. It was just really to shield us from the fleas and ticks, because when you're working long hours in the sun outdoors, you have a lot of animals and, pests that will attack you, and your scalp would be very irritated. So people used even fat from animals on their scalp, and this was a way of protecting their scalp. That's the only way they knew how to at that time. And that's one of the reasons why I really don't like the history behind hair grease. This concludes our episode of today. Do you use any kind of hair grease? Let me know in the comments. Let me know about all your thoughts about everything we spoke today. It was not a super long session, but I think I got into the most important details about the uses of hair grease, what some people think about it, how it's commonly used, the effects it can have if you use it in your scalp. Tell me in the comments any of your opinions. And till next time, and take care of your hair and stay beautiful. Bye.